Hello everyone, and welcome to the console review with me, John Parker, and...
Me, Jack Cowling, and...
Me, Cody.
We are back once again doing another Tardis console review. This time we are once again going back in time to a very old release. A very old release, but one of the most, I have to say, iconic. Not just for me.
And also my first one.
Indeed. Actually, I think it was both our first ones, wasn't it?
Yes.
Because when we first started Second Life together.
Matt Smith.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this was actually our very first console that me and John actually used. Cody, I'm not quite sure. Was it yours, or haven't you been around longer than we have? Haven't you?
No, he was around. He was a few months older than us, isn't he?
Yeah, my avatar's not that old. No, my first ever console, if we're going on to that conversation, was a Smith console.
Oh, right.
It wasn't this one.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So it's like a different system.
What was it? What was it?
The low prim NLS one.
Ah.
Mm.
Okay. Right.
But was it the Smith first, or?
Yeah, no. My first Who, though, however, was the Hourglass console.
Okay.
So
in a sense, the Smith itself was more or less our first console. Doesn't matter what system it's from. The Smith itself was our first console we ever used.
Mm-hmm.
So in a way, this is more of an iconic review above everything else. And of course, the control system obviously will be the same. That will all still be relatively the same as any other console
we don't
review.
really need to do a system review. It's a design review. Well, it's not even technically a review because it's been quite an old design.
We can
compare a few things, and see what we've got. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
with the actual series, and of course with a few other bits here and there. So Cody, if you can summon the exterior, please.
I can. I have it set to the one that actually comes with it, which, bearing in mind, has been updated since the original release. It never came with this exterior to start with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
I mean, obviously, this is the mesh update they did when they made the Smith 2, but
Yes.
this is the one that comes with it.
Mm-hmm. So yes, folks, if you can kind of imagine this exterior in a very basic prim form, and a little bit brighter as well, much brighter actually. Detail-wise, the mesh version is a lot more detailed than the actual original prim, especially when it comes to the wood texture itself. In the original prim version, it was, well, that's pretty much what it was. It was just like a basic block of wood, in a way, with the standard police sign and the windows.
The prim version was quite nice, though.
It was definitely
Yeah, it was. The way I liked it is because back then, obviously back then I didn't really know much about mesh, and I remember mesh being my little fun thing to want to do one day when I can learn how to do it. So I remember the prim versions as like, I wish I could do that kind of thing.
But now, this is definitely one of my utmost favourite exteriors of them all. So, shall we go inside and have a look at the real deal?
Mm-hmm.
Why, yes.
Okay.
Come inside.
I was going to say ladies first, and then John went in anyway.
Natural instinct. Ah, yes. Actually,
I remember this beauty.
Yes.
On this quick note, if you look at the doors here,
Mm.
they are
Oh,
exactly
yeah.
what the
Oh yeah, what the original used to be.
what the original exterior used to be like. So if you can kind of picture this all the way around, top to bottom, that's exactly what it was like. I don't think they ever decided to update this, did they?
No, I mean I do remember
This-
when I first joined Second Life that this section here, all of this bit that I'm walking around, this was mesh. So what you're seeing right now,
Actually,
this
no.
was mesh.
No. This was
I remember
updated.
it was mesh.
No, it got updated really fairly quite recently.
Really? Because I'm
Yeah.
sure it was mesh. I remember seeing the lines differently.
Have
It
a
was
look
one
at
of
have a look at the upload date on the mesh,
Hold on.
which I now can't select apparently.
Uh,
Inspect
uh,
2010, 2012.
Okay.
Hmm.
Hang on, no, I first joined 2011, but yeah, there's mostly 2012 stuff there, so yeah.
No, when I first had this console, most of it wasn't mesh. This was new to me. This was an update.
Well, there we go.
I
Wait, hang on. Who built that? Was that PC? Yeah, it's PC. That's okay then. Yeah, so it was made by the same person then.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember, especially this side in particular, the orange part, being a basic prim. That I do definitely remember.
There you go then.
But it's definitely great to just have all these memories come back when we first joined. This was the first thing I think I actually ever bought in Second Life. Oh, I can go through the floor.
No, I think that's a problem since they updated it to the mesh, is that you can actually go through the floor instead of standing on the floor.
Yeah, and you can't. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't really get to the. You can't really.
No. I remember that the bottom parts were always Phantom because I remember seeing the name of them called Phantom Parts.
Oh.
Do you remember, Jack? I used to bring that up. I wonder why they made this entire section Phantom. And when I started to try and make a console back then, it was just me messing about with prims. One of the things I did was randomly make random Phantom parts because I thought that was the right thing to do.
Hey, at least I can still sit on the little swing thing.
Is that called Phantom still, or have they changed the? No, they've changed it back to Object.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's because they updated it to mesh, so I imagine they just called it something pretty generic.
Yeah.
Right, shall we see this in action?
Yep, away we go.
Right. Well, the flight lever, I believe, is actually accurate, which is nice. And so we do this. It's all the same. So.
I've forgotten which part was. Did the phone still ring and the keyboard still make the sound?
Everything, pretty much every control, does something. Not all of them do anything not all of them do anything beneficial to the console.
That is weird, seeing those sculpted parts at the top there.
I'm trying to think what on this console that's very specific. I mean that the scanner screen is nice. That's accurate as well, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's the pinball machine that's built into the console. It's a little bit random.
Where was the pinball machine?
Where was that?
Where the spinny atom thingy near the keyboard is.
Yep.
Yeah, the two things next to it. The one on the left makes it go ding 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 ding, and then the other one just goes like that.
I did not know that. I don't think I've ever pulled that lever when I had this console.
And they're both named the same, pinball lever and pinball lever, because apparently this sound is a pinball. Well, then again, it might be because of the whatever. Anyway,
The one thing that I always did when I looked at this console, because back then, I believe was it a year or so later? Or was it, no, it was before that. The Doctor Who adventure games got released. And there was one episode, or one game in particular, where it was literally being trapped inside the Tardis. The one thing that I always loved about this console in particular was the actual upper part to it. And the two different... actually no, there's not two, there's three, isn't there? There's three different ways you can... Yeah, one...
There's several add-on doors.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's
three main. That is the one thing I always loved, because I always remember actually creating like a network of tunnels? A network of various tunnels, basically corridors, all the way around, and obviously adding various different rooms. So that was the one thing that's the one main reason why I used this console constantly because of that. And that's why it was also my favourite.
That is nice.
Yeah.
There's actually, I think more recently, a console that's got so many add-on doors is the secondary Smith, which has got 4. I think it's got 4 of them or 5 of them.
Yes, I believe there is quite a lot. From what I can remember.
So
Wasn't this the thing that could go down? Oh no.
the monitor does come down.
I like how none of this is owner-locked. Anybody can mess with anything.
Spanners.
Spanners.
See what else is specific to this console. There's an interesting little there's a sound in one of these drum foot pedal things. I think it's this one. Yeah. So you can have it so like the Tardis is having difficulty landing or in flight or something.
It's in flight, isn't it? It's like when you hit something in the vortex and you go. Ah. I do remember that being one of my favourite things. Like that. It was weird though. Like, which one was that? Was that the one at the bottom?
The
Which
foot
one?
pedal.
Oh yeah.
I have to admit, you know this wall here, where the big screen is. It's not as shiny as it actually is in the actual series, and this is where I have to say NLS's is a little bit better.
That's because there's no specular on it.
I wonder what would happen if I just made it like
Whoa!
I don't know
Oh
what you did.
my god! I put a specular on. You've went ahead and
I
just.
changed it to high.
Or you've done that. I put a specular on it. My god, it's like chrome. You can see your face in that.
So that's why they didn't do that.
That's only because he hasn't got a proper specular texture for it.
But
I've just put blank on it.
saying that, I think this was back in the day when that kind of thing wasn't really used much, if I'm right.
Yeah, but NLS's version of this console is the same age. Actually, no, it might be a little bit younger than this in terms of build date.
I mean, if I just pull over this screenshot,
It's old.
Yeah, obviously you folks can see the kind of difference there. And then if I pull up a quick little image of the actual console itself in real life, yeah. Then again, unless it's a bit too dark, it's more of like a blood red than more of an orange. But
Wait,
then again, the difference there is that it's mainly lighting.
what does the cloister bell do to this console?
Leave it turns it red. I don't know what. I think it's that button. No, it's not that button. That
Ding.
just goes ding. I think it's this
Oh,
one.
there it is.
Oh
That's the
yeah.
cloister bell.
Although there's not much red. I mean,
I could have sworn there was more red than this.
this is what I mean. Like, why doesn't HO? If it's red, why don't you make the actual lights themselves go red?
Wait a
What
minute.
if
Is there a light
you set to
switch?
midnight? Because we're on midday.
Because I do remember there was a light switch where you could change the colour of the lights in this
Yes,
console.
yeah, you can change the colour of the lighting, but bear in mind, guys, you might be set on midday because we're in the sky.
Oh, yeah.
It sets there by default.
Let me go to midnight. There we go. That's better. Oh, it's a bit more ready now.
Um,
Ready, steady, go.
Is there a light switch? Because I think there is more lights around the actual
Yeah,
console.
let me turn the cloister bell off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've just glitched it out. It's stuck on red.
Oh dear. Oops. Oh dear. It just blinked. It blinked. Did anyone else see that?
Well, that's fantastic.
Oh no, you got
That
it.
fixed it. So that's the. We've just advertised one of the many problems with the latest update in the fact that lever has just gone right round.
Which one? Which one is it?
The one for the light switch. The one. Look here, on here.
Yep, got
You
it.
see where there's a lever missing.
Oh.
Yep, I do.
Yeah,
There appears to be a lever inside of itself.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
dear.
the light switch.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we have the problem with today's society. Now let's turn the lights green!
Oh, it reminds me of the Doctor's wife, this does.
I
think that's why they put it in there. Let's see the orange light.
Wait, hang on a sec.
The orange light.
No. When this console was first released, that was a feature, I remember. But was that episode released when this was a thing?
Trey, we made both of our accounts in 2011. I'm pretty sure this console was released in 2011.
Yeah, Series 5 was released in 2010, Series 6 was released in 2011.
When was the Doctor's wife?
2011.
I don't know the exact date unless you want me to Google it. 14th of May 2011.
14th of May 2011. Okay, so probably.
But anyway, there you go.
But no, are you saying the actual recent update for HO has actually screwed up those levers?
The recent update for HO is if you click on a lever too many times. Let's find one for an example. What does this one do? Nothing. So if I just click on that a couple times.
There you go.
Wow.
What happens is the script lags, and so it thinks it's still in one position when it's not, and then you click it again, but before the scripts realise that it's got to move it, it's too late, so it goes again twice, and then you get the weird position issues. And so that happens.
Oh, it does do something. It opens the doors.
Yeah, that one opens the doors. I'm trying to find one that doesn't do anything, so I can
break it.
There you go. That just did a 360-degree turn. Anyway, that's not the point of this video.
So, I believe that's really as much as we can touch on for that.
That's basically. I mean, obviously, like I said, every button does an individual thing, and to show you what every button does, not including the ones that do things with the Who system itself. That's just a lot of random noises, effectively, because all of the buttons just make noises instead of actually having a function.
So, anything else you guys want to talk about with this console?
I've just remembered an interesting thing about taking the brakes off.
Oh yeah,
if you take the brakes off,
doesn't it?
It changes the in-flight sound. I believe, and don't quote me on this because I might be wrong, I believe this was also one of the first Who consoles to sport a power off sound.
And it's a gorgeous sound at that, isn't it?
It is.
That isn't, I believe that's accurate from the Doctor's wife. Again, don't quote me on that, I haven't watched the episode in a while.
Or was it the episode?
Is there a power up sound?
There is no power up sound. There's also a slight issue with Who, in the fact that the in-flight sound doesn't restart.
That's
like no sound restarts. We're currently in a silent Tardis.
Wait a minute, that's not supposed to happen.
I've never had that bug before happen.
Me neither.
Listen. There's no sound.
Oh, I know there's no sound. I know you're telling the truth. I'm just saying it's never happened before. And
No.
oh dear.
And then we have to actually land it for it to realise the error of its ways.
That's strange. We've never had that when we first bought this many years ago. Unless. Okay.
Oh, I like the landing bell.
I think they've updated that landing bell. I could have sworn it never was.
So false.
Never was exactly that.
Wait a minute. I do remember an incident once when I actually powered on, went to the in-flight, the brakes off. I think I actually did have an issue before.
I suppose you should see if the power sound.
Wait, is the power sound still playing?
No, it got better.
I could have sworn there was a power on sound at some point.
There's an interesting thing, actually.
What's that?
You've got the official data plate that's actually on this console.
Yes.
On one of the panels here. Which, I know NLS have got that on theirs as well. but NLS have this strange obsession with changing it to say that it was made in NLS and all this sort of thing.
They have their own way of doing things, I suppose.
Which who have actually just used the one I believe which is on the show.
How did they get such a nice texture though? Or did they do that themselves?
I don't know how they got the texture so nice, but I know when this console was first made on the BBC website, there was the guy that made it did a tour, and he basically covered everything.
Oh yes, I remember that. I've seen that video before.
So it would give people a chance to get a good feel for what they what they wanted it to look like. I believe one of the things that's also covered is that this floor panel here was actually just taken from the Tenant console.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah, I see what you mean.
Wait, as in real life, the actual console itself.
Yeah. I don't know if the BBC have still got that video available, but there was a video where I think the guy's called Gareth Thomas. I'm not going to play the video because copyright, but we can stick it in the description of the thing.
Oh yes, I like that. Saving that. Thank you very much.
I believe that's the exact video, but again, like obviously don't play that now, but stick it in the description of the thing so people know what he's referring to.
Yeah. Ah, cool. That's very nice.
But yeah, no, that guy basically goes through everything that they did. So it's an interesting watch.
It's a very nice console.
It is. I mean, I know it's not a favourite of many people, but it's not.
The reason it's not a favourite though is because they did something completely different, didn't they? Instead of having alien-styled controls, they went ahead and just took natural household elements and stuck it together. And I thought that was brilliant.
You know,
it's like the Tardis
just
took all the bits from around the Earth and just mixed and mashed it together, and then took a bit of alien tech, obviously, to glue it all together. That's what I felt the Tardis did when it rebuilt itself. And yes, Cody, what was you saying?
See this panel I'm looking at? I absolutely love the fact that you've got a coolant tank out of a car. I mean, a lot of the Tardis is probably using the parts of a car. I mean, I think the scanner green control is a handbrake.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Like the brake handle looks like from a car. The thing. It looks like a brake actually, a handbrake.
The main flight lever, I believe, was based on one from a ship, and actually the text on the side, I believe, means forward, stop, and backwards.
I was thinking that. Is that some sort of Latin on there? Avanti.
I'm fairly sure that is what it is.
I'm pretty sure it's Latin.
It's Italian.
Italian?
Just
Avanti. Oh, that makes sense.
Just for reference, all of it's Italian. It literally does mean forward and... Well, that one can't be right.
Why? What's the other one?
Google Translate has just translated "folle," which is the other one on there, to French, and French to English comes up as "crazy woman."
Crazy woman. Put it forward, and all of a sudden, a crazy woman pops up.
Yeah, yeah. The folle isn't coming up. I don't know what folle is. I've spelt it correctly, and apparently in Italian and in French, it's crazy.
Okay. Well,
So
a bit of trivia there for everyone. Oh God.
of course, it could just be that Google Translate is wrong.
So anyway, okay. Forgetting the exterior, because we won't necessarily bother with that one.
Because that's too ambiguous.
Yeah.
You've probably also covered the exterior because you've done a Smith 2 review, haven't you?
Yes, we have. So if you want to reference that to that, guys, you can just check out that video. So John, Out
For
of
the
10.
interior, yeah, because it is my first one that I ever got. That I'm gonna say that this console is, despite its slight flaws, a low 10.
Okay, so you're going to give it a 10 anyway.
Yeah, a 10. I say a low one. Basically, it means a weak 10. I'm just gonna hit that.
I'm not
So
gonna
more a 9.8 then.
If we were doing that kind of scale, yes.
Right, okay. Cody?
I actually quite like this interior. I mean, if you see, I'm factoring in the fact that it is quite an old build, but, and here's one of the major problems with this console. It is really primmy.
Yeah, that is a drawback, but that's they couldn't help it back then anyway. It's 504.
Yeah, I mean, for what it is, right? And yes, they've meshed parts of it since, so it's less prims than it was. That's an okay land impact.
Mm-hmm.
But what it means is most people can't actually use it even if they wanted to.
Yes, that is true.
So yeah, it's nice, but in practicality terms, when you're looking at Second Life,
It's not.
it's not so nice.
Yeah.
But if we ignore those factors entirely and just base on how it looks and how it is, I'd say it's a 9.
9? Okay. For me, for old time's sake, and just the fact of how I feel when I actually use this, I think I agree. I'll give it a 9 as well. So, relatively high scores all around. So, folks, that is the end of our video for the very first Smith console from Hands of Omega. We do hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in the next video.
Oh, and a quick little tiny update for those who are not aware. As to do with the Sherlock reviews, there's been a slight change of plan, which I'm sure you already guessed. We won't be doing a Sherlock video until the end of Series 4 has completed, so that we can do a general series overview. We think it's easier that way anyway.
Mainly due to scheduling when the episodes get released. It's very awkward.
It's very awkward with
especially
late night.
when I have work the next day. So it's very difficult.
So that's what we're going to be doing for that. And
Okay.
whether or not Cody will be in that video, we don't know. It depends on whether Cody's going to be available at the time. So yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
until then, see you soon. And take care. Bye bye for now.
Guys. Bye.
Thank you folks for watching. If you enjoyed, do please leave a like or comment below on this video.
If you want more, on Jack's side is the last video and the recommended video that we've suggested to you.
To stay tuned for more, on John's right is the link to our channel so you can subscribe, and also we have a link to our website if you want more information about who we are and what we do. Until next time,
Take care, stay safe,
and remember,
let your geeky side out. Bye bye guys.